In a quarter mile, merge onto I-285 South.
Come on, Cosby!
I'm Cass, and welcome back to Crafting with Cass. If you're back and you're ready for another DIY project. So this project, I'm going to be starting a new segment where I'm going to be doing some baby DIYs and some baby decor DIYs. I'm actually expecting my first baby, so I thought that this would be the perfect time for me to incorporate some new crafts as well as mix them in with some of the other crafts that I love to do. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed with that bell notification so you can see exactly what I'm crafting next. And we're going to actually jump this segment off with the first baby DIY, and I'm going to be creating a gender reveal pinata. So if you want to see how I created this cute gender reveal pinata using Dollar Tree materials and some other free resources, then let's go ahead and let's get right started. So all these materials that are pictured here are all from the Dollar Tree except the tape that I already had, and then I recently had a birthday, so I thought it would be smart just to reuse the balloon that I already had that still had a little bit of air left in it. And then instead of the newspaper, I didn't have any newspaper, so I just used one of the old business Yellow Pages books that I had. And I also used a mixing bowl to mix some salt, flour, and water together. So I initially just Googled how to make paper mache, and I just mixed a little bit of salt and equal parts flour and water together and just made sure I got all of the lumps out of it. After I got all the paper mache mixed up, then I just opened up my old Yellow Pages and just started tearing out some paper and started cutting it into strips. And then I started dipping the paper strips into the paper mache and covering the balloon completely with the paper strips. So I just made sure that all of the parts of the balloon were covered with the strips of paper, and then I double layered some of the parts as well. And then I let the balloon dry for about 2 days after I got it completely covered in the paper mache strips. And then I started to add the string on the top using some glue. But I felt like the best process for this is to actually add the string underneath the paper mache just to make sure that it's securely holding on to the actual balloon. And then I grabbed some of the blue and pink tissue paper and started cutting that into strips. And then I had 2 pieces of tissue strips that I glued the edges together to put them together. And then I added slits down the length of the strip. And I used Mod Podge to adhere the tissue paper together as well as to adhere it to the pinata. And then I just added the blue tissue paper to one of the 4 sides of the spear. And then I also added it to the opposite side. And then I did the same thing with the pink tissue paper. And then I added some of the letters and pictures from the boy and the girl baby shower banner from the Dollar Tree to add to the pinata too. And then I started to add on the taped on words and designs to each side of the pinata. And here I am just flipping it over to the bottom so that I can go ahead and poke a hole and add a slit to insert the filling. And then after I added all my filler, then I sealed it back together using a hot glue gun and then taping the outside. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe with the bell to see what other baby DIYs and other things I'm crafting next.